Hi, this is Alan Voivod, host of Star Wars 7x7, the only daily Star Wars podcast, and you're listening to Less Than 12 Parsecs, the fastest podcast in the galaxy. Now, here's your host, Tim McMahon. Whew, that's a mouthful.
We found the computer outlet, sir.
Hey, it's Tim, and it's Monday. And now, last Monday on Less Than 12 Parsecs, I said, hey, I'm going to start a new feature where each Monday I share with you all the new books I've added to my Jedi Library in the past 7 days. My Jedi Library is 2,000 books and always growing. It's an addiction, folks. It's an addiction. So last Monday, I thought, hey, this is a pretty good idea for a segment on the show. This week, I'm wondering, is this just filler? I feel like maybe I'm just using this segment as filler. Yeah, it probably is, but I'll keep going until I get bored with it. Hey, if you like it, let me know. If you're bored with it already, let me know. So 3 new books added to my Jedi Library this week. The first is Star Wars Han Solo. This is by Marvel Comics. This is the trade paperback edition of the Han Solo miniseries that came out last year or a few months ago. It was a pretty good series, great artwork. Storyline was pretty good. Nothing new was added to the character. Nothing made me go, hey, that's an interesting take on Han Solo. To quickly paraphrase the story, it is set after A New Hope. Han wants to leave the rebellion, but his growing interest in Princess Leia keeps him around. She uses her feminine wiles to get him to go on one last mission for the rebellion. He needs to go undercover in this galactic race, and of course only the Millennium Falcon is fast enough to compete in the race. And while on the race, he has to deal with rebel spies and Imperial agents, and there's double crosses and backstabbings and lots of good Star Warsy action stuff. Like I said, didn't really add anything new to the character. The fact that he's in a race, and then in later books in the new canon, we learn he sort of becomes the manager of a race team, so maybe there's some sort of connection there. But again, nothing new added to the character. Now that book is an official Lucasfilm approved publication. And why am I mentioning this? Because my next 2 books fall into a category I like to call unofficial publications. I keep a database of all the books in my Star Wars Jedi Library, and I have a segment that I love called Unofficial Publications. These are just books written by fans, not approved by Lucasfilm, skirting the rules around trademarks and all that good stuff. So, for example, the first book of the 2 that I got this week in this category is called Star Wars, The Unofficial Joke and Riddle Book, 4th edition, by author Are You Kidding Me? Yeah, that's the guy's name. Sure. Okay, whatever. All right. So different chapters in the book. Each chapter has a topic. For example, here's the Princess Leia chapter. Why did Princess Leia get an ultraviolet lightsaber? It matched her purse. I don't get that. All right, here's the Yoda chapter. Why didn't Yoda finish college? Failed the English test he did. All right, okay, sure. Han Solo chapter. Why did Han work for the bank? They wanted a loner. Why did R2-D2 have back problems? He blew a disc. Yeah, think about those for a while, folks. There's pages and pages of these. They're so horrible. They're not even dad jokes. They're just bad puns, if you can even call them that. I don't know. I think I'm gonna end each show from now on with one of these bad jokes. The other book I got is called Star Wars, the Definitive Meme Collection. Now, I can't believe I paid money for this. It really is an addiction when I'm paying money for this. All someone did was they went online and collected all the bad Star Wars memes you see in your Facebook feed, on Twitter, all over the internet, and they put them together and published them. Nothing new here. It's like 80 pages of stuff you've all seen online in fuzzy black and white. My God, why did I pay money for this? Because I need it for the bookshelf. Simple as that. I'm not even going to read you any of these because you've seen them all before and you need the photo to really get the joke. But man, I will say more power to the folks who write these books. This is a great example of Star Wars fandom. People just running with what they love and doing something with it, even if it is such a bad book as the Star Wars Definitive Meme Collection. I ordered some other books this week. They haven't arrived yet, so I'll save them for next week. They're coming from overseas. There's a lot of great books that show up in England way before, or sometimes never at all, here in the US. I'm waiting for those books to come from the UK. I will put links to all these books on 12parsecsPodcast.com. You can order them for yourself on Amazon. I get no money from these sales. Thank you to the state of Maine. Some stupid law we have prevents me from making money off of sales on Amazon. It's stupid. I'm gonna keep complaining about this each week. All right, so there you go. 3 new books added to my Jedi Library. Hey, did you buy any Star Wars books this week? I want to know. Email me at 12parsecs.podcast@gmail.com or connect with me on any of my social media accounts. All the links can be found on my website, 12parsecs.podcast.com. Thanks for listening. Utini!
I'm saved.
You've been listening to Less Than 12 Parsecs, the fastest Star Wars podcast in the galaxy, part of the expanded Fandomverse network of shows. For links and show notes, visit our website, 12parsecsPodcast.com. Follow Less Than 12 Parsecs on Twitter at 12parpod, on Instagram at 12parsecsPodcast, on Tumblr at 12parsecsPodcast, and find us on Facebook as well. And please let us know what you think. Email us at 12parsecsPodcast@gmail.com.